What is a research report basically? Research report is, see, till now I was doing data collection, I was interpreting the data, I decided on my topic, I made a research design, I created a research methodology, everything was done. But now I'm going to say research report. So whatever I did as research, whatever are my findings, they have to be reported. I did this, this is how I started, this is how I collected the data, and this is how, and these are my findings, and this is what I'm concluding from this, right? And I referred to all these books and journals and whatever, right? So all these need to be reported. So that is when we prepare a research report. So a research report is reporting your research in a set format. So what is it has basically 3 parts. The first part talks about the cover page. आपने आपके black book देखा है college में? Have you seen black book?
No, ma'am.
Previous year के students ने जो submit किया है. So it depends, varies from university to university, varies from the type of research, etc. So black book usually to report projects, etc. But ब्लैक बुक में पहले ब्लैक पेज में क्या होता है, पहले पेज में गोल्डन एम्बॉसिंग के साथ कवर पेज रहता है. दिस इज आई मीन यूनिवर्सिटी, कॉलेज का नाम जो भी है, एंड देन स्टूडेंट का नाम, गाइड का नाम, एनरोलमेंट नंबर या रोल नंबर, ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर रिटन, टॉपिक ऑफ द रिसर्च. एंड द नेक्स्ट पेज इज टाइटल पेज. Title page of the title of the research has to be written there. And there should be a certificate statement. What is a certificate statement? Certificate talks about the guide certifies, and the principal of the college or head of the institution certifies that the student has done this. I certified that this is an original work of the student, right? So it is signed by the head of the institution. It is signed by the project guide or research guide, right? And after that, he prepares an acknowledgement. After this, there is going to be acknowledgement where he is going to thank everybody, right? Or acknowledgement, whoever has helped them or whoever have been materialistic in him completing the research, he's going to thank them, right? His guide, his head of the institution, and then the people who have helped him, like maybe in the data collection place, he goes to a bank, the manager was helpful. All these people he is thanking. And then we talk about him declaration. There's going to be declaration wherein the scholar says that whoever has researched says that it is his original work, right? It has been done, everything has been done by him. Now, after that, it goes on with this index. Index matlab index page banate ho na? What is next? What is next? And then he gives a table of contents. Brief contents index में क्या होता है? Where research design, all these things are given. Then he also gives a detailed table of contents. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Are you following?
Yes, ma'am.
And he does a little bit of abstract, थोड़ा सा brief में देता है, preface करके बोलते हैं, preface about his research, and then he gives a summary report, right? This is what is the first part talking about. Are you following? Introduction देता है, and then he is giving a preface, and then he is going to be giving a foreword and introducing the research to people. समझ में आ रहा है सबको? The main report. समझ में आ रहा है? ये आपको पहले पार्ट है जहाँ पे आप समरी देते हो with certificate, declaration. All these are very formal pages that is required for somebody to understand it's your original work. And then the next report talks about your objective. You have introduced the research to people, right? In the first part, summary and just make thoda sa gist about the findings also is given. And then we talk about the main report, wherein you state the objectives. ये है मेरा रिसर्च का ऑब्जेक्टिव, एंड देन यू लिस्ट डाउन द रिसर्च डिजाइन एंड मेथडोलॉजी, मतलब वेयर हैव यू कलेक्टेड द डेटा फ्रॉम, what is the sample size, what are the tools applied, right? And why is the research first of all required, significance of the research, और research gap बोलते हैं. इसके पहले लोगों ने ये एरिया में किया है, पर घाटकोपर एरिया में ये रिसर्च नहीं किया, इसलिए आई वांट टू कैरी दिस आउट इन घाटकोपर एरिया. आर यू फॉलोइंग? एंड देन योर रिसर्च डिजाइन, मतलब रिसर्च डिजाइन ऐसा ब्लूप्रिंट, आप क्या क्या करने वाले हो, करेक्ट? आपका क्या क्या कितना टाइम लगता है, डेटा कलेक्शन 2 महीने के लिए करने वाली हूँ, then I will spend 15 days in consolidating the data, I will code it, edit it, tools लगाऊंगी, or what tools are you proposing, right, etc. and expected outcomes. Then you will talk about the types of data, primary data, secondary data, कहाँ से लेने वाले हो, and then you will talk about sampling decision, what kind of sampling, there are different sampling techniques we saw, random, non-random, quota sampling tha, cluster sampling tha, snowball sampling tha, correct? You're going to decide on if you're going to sample or consider the whole population. If you're going to sample, what is the sampling technique and what data method, collection method you will apply, like questionnaire, interview schedule, etc. And then you will talk about field work. What is the exact amount of field work, कहाँ पे जाके collect करोगे, which area, which period, etc. समझ में आ रहा है? Are you following? ये सारा आपको report करना है. Done a research, you have to report. Okay? And then you will talk about analysis and interpretation. How do you analyze? If you want, I will share a research report. I will show you. ठीक है? Proper research report. Analysis and without the formality page. Formality के page के बिना मेरे पास है. And analyze using tables, charts, etc. What are your findings? What are the limitations, right? And what conclusions and recommendations you will be giving, and any other relevant detail. Are you following? Are you following?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You should have actually in a research report. Okay? Now I will show you a research report. It doesn't have the formality part. Baki sara hai, because it's not a thesis, it's a research article. Okay? I will share a screen. Hang in there. Do you see my screen there?
Yes, ma'am.
PDF document दिख रहा है? Now see, as
Yes.
I have the formal page here, first page. It talks about the title here. I've given you an abstract, मतलब summary में दिखा है क्या है करके research, ठीक है? What is the research all about? What is in brief my finding, etc. ठीक है? It attempts to analyze online attire buying pattern of working women, ठीक है? And then I'm going to talk about the introducing the study, right? There have been many studies which I will quote. I've quoted a few studies here. I've seen people have also found out this is, say, according to whatever. They have also done a similar study. I'm introducing this study. After that, I am reviewing my literature. मतलब इसके पहले जिन्होंने similar study किया है, उनका finding क्या है, उन्होंने क्या technique apply किया है, etc. Right? Then the next part talks about research methodology. What method I use, right? I said this is what it is. It is going to attempt to observe apparel shopping pattern. Brief में मेरा objective मैंने nutshell में दिया है. I said area of the study. And what are the primary sources of data? See the sampling technique, purposive sampling. दिख रहा है यहाँ पे? What sampling technique did I use? And how many people did I collect from? Right? I said I had given a questionnaire. यहाँ पे questionnaire administer किया था. And then जब मैंने 150 fill up करके लिए थे, उसमें 132 बराबर थे. Excluding the, see, out of 100 surveys, sorry, some were incomplete. Sorry, out of 150 रहना चाहिए, but some were incomplete, and so they were filled in incorrect manner. So 132 samples were taken. ठीक है? And period of data collection is also given here. And for data analysis, secondary source में मैंने, I mean for data analysis मैंने क्या क्या लिया है? Secondary source was thesis and all those things that also I used. I have acknowledged here, right? And then I wanted to evaluate based on descriptive technique and inferential statistics. मैंने कल आपको बताया था descriptive क्या था, bar chart, percentage table, वो सब. Then I have spelled out the objectives of the study. Objective क्या क्या है? 3 objective दिए हैं. Nutshell में मैंने यहाँ पे दिया है. But then I have given what is the perception of women's shopping attire online. The second one talks about what influences them to adopt online shopping pattern. The third one talks about how satisfied are they with the shop dresses. And I've given the limitations of the study. Limitation मतलब हम नहीं बोल सकते मुझे टाइम नहीं था मैं नहीं जा पाई, but the study will hold good. Findings of the study will hold good only to suburbs in Mumbai, right? Metro suburbs के लिए hold कर सकते हैं, whatever findings. It may not be suitable to rural areas. And the targeted population का age group भी इतना है. शायद ज़्यादा या कम हो, it may vary. My findings may not fit them, right? So I've given the limitations of the study. And when I gave the results and discussion मतलब जो data analysis था, जो भी data मैंने collect किया है, उसको मैंने analyze किया है. I spoke about data analysis in the last class. So I segregated them into demographic profile of the respondents, and then I said marital status सब demographic profile में आ जाता है. So age दिया है उनका, and then how married, unmarried जो भी है वो भी दिया है. And then I have also mentioned the hypothesis here. Chi-square, these are all descriptive statistics, whereas chi-square is an inferential statistics. दिख रहा है आपको? I checked if income has an association with them in shopping online. And I've given that also finding. If educational profile has some connection with them to shop online, उसका भी मैंने yes, no दिया है. Are you following? Are you all following here? Yes, no.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, मैं बोलती हूँ since this p value is so much, I feel that age has plays an important role in shopping and prove that this is potentially correlated. मतलब income level and their online shopping is correlated. So I'm giving an inference there. I'm inferring from that. So I say that it is an inferential statistic tool. यहाँ पे तो मैं सिर्फ describe कर रही हूँ कितने age group के respondents निकले. 47% of them were from the age group of 20 to 30. And so many were married, so many were unmarried. ये मैं describe कर रही हूँ यहाँ पे कुछ conclusion नहीं निकल सकता है. Whereas in this part, I can find out something, right? And this is called as test validity. ये जो भी मैंने test किया है ना, वो valid होना चाहिए. So that test validity is done here, which we have not covered, of course. It is beyond your level now, as of now. I've also fit an intercorrelation matrix. Why do people shop online? Factors influencing them to shop online करके एक objective था. उसके लिए I have given here, right? It saves time is correlated. I mean, any variable with itself is correlated. One होता है. Correlation coefficient 1 रहता है. Perfectly, positively correlated. बाकी I have given an intercorrelation matrix. We call it as multi-correlation technique. And I've given all these are inferential statistics that I have fit. After the results and discussion, this is also an inferential statistic tool. After this, I've given my conclusion. This is all my findings. I've described my findings and I have said that I have summed up my findings here. I said that it was to understand the factors better that drive them to shop online, right? So, and then I've given a conclusion here based on this is what I conclude from my studies, and I have given references. कौन से studies को मैंने refer किया था? Are you following? This is how you report a research. This is a research article, and hence we won't be having the introduction page like certificate, acknowledgement, etc. ये ओरिजिनल वर्क है क्या है, वो लोग टेस्ट करते हैं विद प्लैगरिज्म चेक एंड ऑल. समझ में आ रहा है? आर यू फॉलोइंग? हर एक बुक से एक अल्फाबेट भी रेफर किया तो उसको एक्नॉलेजमेंट देना जरूरी है. ठीक है? You need to quote them. So therefore, we need to give credit to the authors who have already done and you have read their studies. समझ में आ रहा है? And therefore, I've mentioned these are the ones I have referred. भले ज्यादा हो सकता है, कम नहीं हो सकता है. कोई एक स्टडी एक्नॉलेज किए बिना नहीं जा सकता है. सबको एक्नॉलेज करना पड़ता है. एक आध एक्स्ट्रा किया तो भी ठीक है. If not directly, indirectly you would have referred, right? So this is how you write a research report. Any doubts so far? Any doubts?